Bingo, there it is. We are in record. Hey, look, good evening, everyone, excluding Dany. Good morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning for you, and I'm extremely grateful for that, mate. Welcome, everyone, to our Magic Moments Movement Zoom. This is a weekly event that we do, and one that I get actually pretty super excited about. There are lots of people around the world. I personally know people in my own social circle that for whatever reason feel like they're meant for more, that there's something bigger that they should be doing in life. And we get to share with people what we do, how we do it, and more importantly, why we do it. And it's a really cool thing to be able to just share with people a better way of doing life and health, for that matter. What people choose to do with that information is entirely up to them, but it's a really cool place to be where that's what we get to do. Look, it's very easy, and I'm sure probably most of you will relate to this in some way, but it's very easy to get caught up in that place or space in life. Some people call it the treadmill, some call it the rat race, whatever it may be, but it's that place in life where you can find yourself in a situation where you get up, you go to work, you don't necessarily enjoy what you do or enjoy your day or how you're doing your day. For many people, they hate what they're doing. You're completely exhausted when you get home, and you can go to bed having that sort of feeling, that feeling inside your heart that there was, you really had no true sense of purpose or mission behind what you were doing in the day. And it's actually it's sad, because we can end up in a space where in our head we believe that this is normal and there's nothing we can do about it except go back to bed, wake up and do it all over again. And you can find that you've got this feeling of, what, I've sold out of myself, I've sold out of my soul, my dreams, I've sold out of my family, and we can find ourselves justifying that purely because everyone else is like that. So we make it okay, right? It's safe because everyone else is doing that. So tonight we're going to be, or for you, Dany, this morning, tonight we're going to be sharing with you an option, a possible plan B. And we get excited about sharing that with people because, as I said, people are feeling stuck. So this may or may not be for you, and that's okay. That's quite okay. But I do encourage you to just sit back and listen. And as you're listening in, just have a think to yourself, well, what if? What if I could, connect with more like-minded people, people that are on my wavelength and share my mission, people that are fueling my flame rather than pissing on it. What if you could create friendships, people like this? What if you could bring just a little bit of extra income into the family and take the pressure off the family? What if, things could be different? Often we sort of limit ourselves into actually believing, things could actually be better. So just have a think back when you're hearing the stories tonight. Just think to yourself about yourself. Well, what if? So tonight you're going to be hearing about a very simple product, Juice Plus. It's amazing, and it's based on Mother Nature. You're going to be hearing about the company behind it. And you're also going to be hearing about a business that's bringing back real choice into the lives of people right around the globe. And that's a really cool thing. So I genuinely feel excited all the time, and humbled at the same time, and really grateful, to be honest with you, to be a part of this mission, this mission to inspire healthier living around the world. So, and also to be sharing with you or introducing you to the people that are speaking with you tonight. So before we do that, before I just get into that, I want to share with you a little bit about the company behind Juice Plus. They've been around for 47 years. So it's a bloody long time, right? It's a huge organisation. We get Juice Plus out to over 22 countries around the world. The company, we're known as the company with a heart, and by that I mean our mission is to inspire healthier living around the world. So that's just a really cool thing, especially in the Western world where we know people's health isn't where it could be or should be. The founder of the company, Jay Martin, he is still the man behind the mission, the man that stands behind the company after 47 years. And you just don't hear of companies the size of ours with that setup. So that's quite amazing in itself. And globally, we've done well over $10 billion in sales based on a very, very simple product. And that's a product that our customers continue to reorder over and over and over again. I've got customers that I've had for 10 years, and they continue to order and order over and over again because it works. It works for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you over to Davina Brown, I'm going to spotlight her and unmute her. But she is one of our partners in this mission of basically helping people supercharge their health and if they want, take control of their lifestyle again. She's, as I said, crazy passionate about Juice Plus. She's got a great story of her own. So Davina, I'm just going to unmute you, mate. I've got you unmuted. And then I'm going to spotlight you. Sorry, Davina, just bear with me, mate.
Quite all right.
Every time I do this, as soon as I click on someone, the order, the list changes, and I've got to go track them down again. Right. So there we go. So you're spotlighted, Davina. I would love you to share with us what Juice Plus is, the simplicity of Juice Plus, and just share with us very briefly what the products are. And after that, I'd love to hear your product story. So by that I mean, what was your health like and your family's health like before Juice Plus? What attracted you to Juice Plus, and then how is your family's health and your health after getting on board with Juice Plus and using it regularly? And how do you see your future moving forward with your health? So I'll mute myself and I'll let you take it away, mate.
Excellent. Thank you, Paul. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And like Paul said, my name's Davina, and I'm a mum of 4, and I live in Canberra, which is actually the capital of Australia. Dany, in case you've forgotten, I know a lot of people out of Australia think that Sydney is, but it's actually Canberra, where I happen to be freezing at the moment. So I've been with the Juice Plus company for 8 years, and I absolutely love the products. They are so simple that I don't have to worry about any fancy numbers on the back of the labels to understand any sort of warning instructions on there as well. And what I'd like to do is show you the products to begin with. So we have our fruit capsules here, we have our vegetables, and we have our berry blend. So these are what I'd like to call my premium packs. So these are what I use to start my day and get me going really strongly. So there's, like I said, there's nothing nasty in here, and we've got a very narrow range of products in here. So if I was to have a look at just on the fruits, then we've got apple, pineapple, peach, acerola cherry, who the heck knows what that is, an orange, a cranberry, and papaya. So, beautiful products in there. And with our vegetables, carrot, cabbage, kale, broccoli, beet, tomato, parsley, spinach. Something that we want to try to be having each and every day, but most of us aren't able to do. So this product range actually helps us get a lot of that in there. And this is one of my favorites. It actually is the berry blend. It's something that I use pre or post training as well. I have been in the fitness industry for 30 years, and this I find is something that really helps with my energy levels and my recovery levels. So that's got 9 different grapes and berries in there, which is fantastic. The other thing that we actually have new to our product range is our omega blend. So this is a plant-based omega blend. So we've actually chopped the fish out of there and we go straight to the source of it. So back to the algae, and we actually get some different oils in here as well that actually help. So these are vegetarian, they're gluten-free, and they don't contain any artificial nasties in there. So once again, very, very safe for everybody to be using. So what we have as well in our company, because our company is a company with heart, and we do want to take care of as many people as possible. So our fruit and vegetable blend actually comes in soft chew variety. So this is fantastic for our children, but also for those adults that perhaps don't like to swallow capsules. It contains exactly what we've got in our capsules there. Part of our company as well is that we have the Children's Health Study. So that means for every adult customer, you can sponsor a child for up to 4 years to receive product totally free from the company. The child needs to be aged between the ages of 4 and 18 to be able to be eligible for that, but it's for up to 4 years. So I'm really happy to say that my children and I were very lucky to be able to take benefit of that product as well. So that's what we would like to call our micronutrients. So it's like the oil that goes into your car. Then we have some of our macronutrients, which I like to think of as the fuel. So this is it here. So it's perfectly proportioned with our proteins and our fats, and lots of really, really good quality products in there. Once again, safe for children, safe for breastfeeding mothers, safe for pregnancy, safe for everybody. The other great thing about that I really do love about our products is that it's backed by over 30 different studies showing that the product goes into our bodies and it does what the studies say that it does. So you don't have to ask any questions. You don't have to worry about it being borrowed research. It actually is research on the products in bodies. So, you know, like I said, I absolutely love these products. My personal story is that I've been in the fitness industry for 30 years. I had a child. My third child was born at 24 weeks, and he was given less than a 3% chance of survival. Now, that little boy did live, but he was very, very sick for a long time. These products came across our path at our fitness centre, and we decided to give it a try and to see if they could help our little boy and the rest of our family improve our health. It was outstanding. So our little boy is now 13. He's a very normal functioning boy. He does boxing, he does athletics, he plays rugby union, he does acting, he's on the debate team, just amazing. For me as well, because of the suffering that I suffered when I had that preemie baby, and I quickly followed with another baby after that, so I ended up with 4 children very quickly, I was really, really tired and exhausted, and I was still trying to do my 20 plus hours of exercise a week. It just wasn't happening for me. Even though we were eating properly, I just wasn't cutting the mustard. So by adding Juice Plus in there, I actually found that my energy increased, my skin improved, and my moods improved vastly because I was no longer tired. I was no longer stressing for anything. So that's what the products mean to me. They mean the world. We've been on them for 8 years now, and they will be a part of our family, you know, forever. So very, very happy to be sharing that with you. So I'll hand it back to you, Paul.
Bingo, that's me. Thanks, Davina. That was awesome. I've got to say that the way you shared what Juice Plus is was just brilliant. It was simple. What stood out to me the most was how you said there's no fancy numbers or words, you know, on the ingredient list that you can't understand. I love how you read that out because that's what's in Juice Plus. It's the whole food, you know, fruit and vegetable. It's actually a food label, right? That's what it is. So that was awesome. And you did say, you know, it has a variety that we probably know we should be doing, but quite often don't get in. So it bridges the gap. The company with the heart, and I know, I feel that way about our company, and I love how you said we get to help as many people as possible, and that Children's Health Study is just an amazing program where kids families, you know, can supercharge, parents can supercharge their kids' health. That's awesome. Your story, mate, it was lovely to hear. What parent just doesn't want good health for their child, you know? And to you have had that, I guess, not so strong start, and to get up and running from proper nutrition, that's just amazing. I did have a giggle when you were talking about your personal experience being improved skin. What girl doesn't want that, you know? And then you said, you know, improved moods, better moods. I'm thinking to myself, what bloke doesn't want that in a girl? That was unreal. So thank you very much for sharing that, mate. What I want to do now is I want to shift gears and share with you our business opportunity. And what I love about our business is just like the product. It's simple. Sorry, man, I've got you. I just realised on Spotlight. I'll take you off the Spotlight. Total on there. Sorry. Where did you go, Davina? Cancel Spotlight. There it is. Sorry, mate. Although probably everyone would prefer to look at you than me. But yeah, look, as I was saying, we have, our business is very much like the product in the sense that it's just super simple. And by that I mean the company does all the hard work. And that allows people like me and anyone working with the company to do what they love doing, and that's just helping people. So, you know, the company creates Juice Plus, and they have it independently scrutinised by institutions just to prove its efficacy. You know, that research you were talking about, Davina. They stock and ship it directly to our customers. They handle payments on behalf of our customers. They pay me, my team, and anyone else working in the company and their team into their chosen bank accounts on the 10th of every month. They never miss a payment. They have an amazing business coaching program, which anyone that's been working with the company 2 weeks or more would know we refer to that and know that as a personal development program disguised as a business. That's a really cool thing. They have a tried and proven business system. There's nothing we need to invent. It works. And they have an amazing head office in Newcastle here in Australia to support our franchisees. And they give us that, all of that, the website and a back-end office for just $165 a year. So it's amazing. So what that enables us to do, and people like me to do, is we get to focus, as I said, on doing what we love doing. We get to talk to people. We get to build relationships. We get to connect with people and reconnect with people. And it's crazy, really, that we get paid to listen out for people's health needs and even lifestyle needs or financial needs, and simply share with them what we do and educate them on what we do and let them make their own informed decision. And I love that. And I also love how we get paid. You know, we get, there's money on the table for everyone, basically, and we get paid in three really cool ways. One of them is retail sales profits. So anytime you share Juice Plus with somebody and they say, look, yeah, I want to try that out, I want to get on board, I want to use that, I want that in my family, we get paid retail sales profits. We get paid commissions. So it's based on the performance of our team, and I really love that because it means that we're not a sign-up club. And by that I mean it doesn't matter how many people we have in our team, it doesn't serve us personally any unless we're nurturing and developing and growing our team and helping them get what they want. So that's a really cool thing. We also get paid in bonuses, and what I love about this bonus system is it's a teach system. And so by that I mean you don't need to know everything up front. You just need to follow the system and share it with somebody else. And there's I guess a fast track program in there where you can earn some extra money on top of your retail sales profits for helping your team move up the corporate ladder. And the company will pay the sponsor bonuses as well for supporting that. So it really is a cool system that encourages us to not just care on our customers and people for health reasons, but also on our team for their own personal goals. I won't go into too much more detail about the business. If you do want to learn more, please just get back in touch with the person that has invited you on this Zoom call tonight or is sharing this recording with you. But what I want to do now is hand it over to Dany Martin. It's basically what would be 5:22 in the morning. Dany has been amazing. He's gotten up to share with us his story. And what I want to do before handing over is just share with you Dany's bio. And this is the formal bio, so bear with me while I read it out. Dany's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Dany, I know you're going to correct me on how I pronounce that. This is his 29th year with the Juice Plus company. Dany's a national marketing director along with his wife, Debbie, who is also a national marketing director. And they're both charter members of the prestigious 100 Club. And Dany will probably share a little bit more about that with you. In 1999, at the very first 39 Club get-together, they received the Go Getter Award, which was only one of two awards handed out at that event. But that then birthed the Elton Awards. They were nominated again for the Elton Awards for their international support for the Juice Plus company. And Dany says one of his greatest honours was to be closing speaker at the Juice Plus International Conference in Memphis in October 2014. Speaking of international support, in 1998, Dany was responsible, and this is the kicker for everyone on the call tonight. Dany was responsible for bringing Juice Plus into Australia. And so when you're having the opportunity, as we do tonight, to hear from a bloke that has done that and achieved that, you want to have your pen and your paper like I have ready and get some notes down. Since that time, most of his time has been spent going through or travelling through Australia, developing the teams in Australia, which is a really beautiful thing to Dany to have done for us. After graduating in high school, Dany, at the age of 17, spent 17 years in the supermarket industry in management before starting with the Juice Plus virtual franchise. Although he never went to college, because of his work in the direct sales industry and his professionalism, Dany was given an award, if you like, for being, let me read this out to you, the lifetime member for the, I hope I pronounced this right, Dany, the Pi Sigma Epsilon Sales and Marketing Fraternity, Louisiana State University. So Dany's very accomplished. He and Debbie have two sons, Dany Jr. and Devon, and they also have daughter-in-law, Lindsay. And this was going to be what I wanted to share with everyone about Dany. This for me is who Dany really is. Dany is recognised as one of the top Juice Plus speakers and trainers because he teaches and trains in a simple, entertaining and understandable and humorous manner. He's just a guy that gives up his time to see and help other people grow. And it's just not the sort of thing you get in corporate environments where the people above you are there to pull you up and bring and raise you up to be beside them. So I'm going to hand over to you, Dany, and I'm going to get my pen to paper.
Well, thank you, Paul. It's great to be on, and it's great to recognize a lot of these people on. And yes, I do remember Canberra. I've been there several times to see you, in fact. But it's really good. You know, I won't try to keep you too long here, but I know this is for you to take a look at who we are and what we do. And I can say this, our Juice Plus products are for everyone. Anyone from about 6 months of age up that is breathing, that can eat food, can take our product. That's a pretty bold statement to say that, but that's the truth. It's just food. And so we can eliminate all these questions about the product, about, you know, can I take it with this condition? Can I take it if I'm this age, or if this, that, taking this other, whatever. Can you eat food? If you can eat food, you can take our Juice Plus product. And there would be reasons that I could tell you to do that. So it's a very simple thing that we have as far as a product. It's something I believe everyone needs. Not anyone that I've ever met gets everything they need to get through their diet each day. And you know, it's just impossible to do, especially to get a nutritiously dense produce that, you know, it's been picked at the peak of ripeness and then consumed within a short period of time. It's almost impossible to do that. So our product, to me, is for everyone. The company, Paul talked about our company, the Juice Plus company. As he said, we've been around since 1970. We're going on 50 years here in the next year or so. That's a strong, stable, and lasting company. The product is the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world today. That's another big, bold statement. So the company is solid. It's going to be there. The product is solid. And what's interesting about the product, that even after having it out on the market for about 20 years in Australia and New Zealand, and about a little over 25 years here in the United States, Canada, and Europe, is most people haven't heard of it. Or if they've heard of it, they don't really know what it is. So that's the reason I think that we look for others to maybe join our mission and to help us in marketing Juice Plus. So the first thing you do is become a product of the product. You heard Davina talk about what it's done for her, and everyone probably has a story. I know I sure do with my family. So you become a product of our product, love the product, and understand what it's all about. And then it's easy to share it with others. You don't really have to sell. In fact, some of the most successful people in our business today come from backgrounds such as nurses and teachers and things like that, which are not traditional marketing salespeople. But what do they have in common? They like helping other people. So that's really what we do, is we help others. I like to share the information and move on. I don't like to sell. So why are some reasons that maybe you should look at what we do from a standpoint of marketing Juice Plus as a virtual franchise? Well, first of all, there's no risk involved. There's some time involved, but no risk involved. I mean, the cost, as Paul said, is minimal for our franchise. Maybe, you know, it comes down to a few pennies a day, or you know, or a few cents a day that it costs us for our franchise. And the company does all the things he talked about as far as warehousing and billing and shipping our customers. So it's a very simple business. But I really feel like no matter where you are, whether you're male or female, no matter what your relationships are right now, no matter what your career is right now, your profession right now, no matter how great everything's going in your life, and you're doing everything that you want to do and everything's wonderful, I still think people should look at having a plan B. I really do. And the reason for that is the fact that I have something I call the D list, and I want to go through that real quick with you. Because the D list are things that we don't expect that can happen to us at any time. And to be quite honest, most of these things on the D list, at least one or two of them probably going to happen to all of us at some time in our life. In fact, there's one on there that's going to happen to every single one of us. And I'll allude to that in a moment. But here's the D list for me. What if you become dissatisfied? That's what happened to me. See, when I started my business, I wanted to just do this as a part-time, a little extra income on the side. The reason for that was I had gone through a divorce and had a 1-year-old son. And with that 1-year-old child, I realized I was married to my career, and I was not going to see that little boy grow up if I didn't do something different. That was when I was in the grocery industry at that time. And during that time, I felt like, you know, I needed to raise this child or help raise this child. I didn't want to be a dad that just sent a check. So that's what led me to the business eventually, was the fact that I was looking for additional income so I could leave what I was doing and take another position with another company and, you know, work my way back up in that company. And then I wouldn't have to do this plus business anymore. That was really my plan. But what happened once I got involved with this business, I started to understand that this is something that you can create a residual income with. An income that comes in each and every day, whether you're working or not. You know, when it's nighttime in Australia, I'm working my U.S. business and other places around the world. When it's usually daytime in Australia, I'm sleeping. And I'm still earning an income while I'm sleeping off of the business that's being done there in Australia. So that residual income was really, really a big thing to me because why? It wasn't $1,000 or $1,500 a month I was looking for. So if you have a monetary, you know, you say, well, I might want to get involved with this and earn an extra couple of $100 a month or a couple of $1,000 a month or something like that. That's not really the money. Dollar amount is not really what you're doing this for. It's what that's going to afford you to do or not do. That's the important thing to remember. See, I had to keep in mind, it wasn't $1,000 or $1,500 a month that I was working this business for. It was to spend time with my son. And that I've been able to do. Of course, here we are 29 years later, and I enjoy the residual income. But I know I'm on the first D, and I didn't really mean to spend that much time on it, but I wanted you to hear a little bit about my background and my journey and how I got started with the business. So dissatisfied, that's the first D on my list. I became dissatisfied because something happened in my life. Something changed in my life. There was a time I loved what I did, and then there became a time I hated what I did. I didn't like getting up and going every day to work. When I got there, I couldn't wait to leave. And so I made a change, and that was the first D on my list. Number 2 is, what about disabled? What if you become disabled? What if, unfortunately, something happens to you out of your control, a car accident or whatever it may be, a medical condition, that you become disabled and you're not able to work? Then what do you do there? Again, it's a great idea to have a plan B. What about downsizing? What if you're working for a corporation that gets bought out and they downsize? Or especially as you get older, you know, as a guy that's older, if I was working in traditional, corporate business, the older you get, the chances of you losing your position or being ousted become greater. So downsizing is another one. The 4th one on my list is debt. You say, well, you know, I don't like debt. We live debt free, et cetera, et cetera. Look, I truly believe in that. I don't, you know, we're probably the weird people that don't own a Visa or MasterCard, a credit card in our family. We went on a cash basis back probably in the late 1990s. So I'm all with you about not having debt. You know, the borrower is slave to the lender, right? Well, what about if you incur debt that you don't expect? What about having that big medical condition or that accident? And now you're burdened with a lot of cost or a lot of things going out that, you know, you're not planning on. and you have to go in debt, or you're forced to go into debt, and you didn't plan for that. Again, a reason to have a plan B. What about divorce? That happened to me. I don't think anybody goes to the altar and stands there and says, I do. I hope this lasts a year or two. People just don't do that. But the reality is divorce is over 50% of marriages end in divorce. So what happens then? Whether you're male or female, you become your sole support possibly in doing that. So that's a big one with divorce, and that was one for me. Here's one that's going to happen to all of us is death. Death, what about that? If you're a guy, and I may sound a little chauvinistic, and I don't mean it that way at all, but we tend to want to take care of our families and take care of our kids and our spouses and things like that. Well, what are you planning on there if something happens to you, maybe at an earlier age than you plan? What happens if something happens to you and you pass away? What kind of future are you leaving for that? So again, plan B. And the last one I'll put on my list is something called disaster. That was one I put on here recently within the last couple of years. And the reason I say that is, as you can tell, I'm in my office in my home talking to you now. But in August of 2016, in fact, I was in Newcastle, Australia, and pulled up the security cameras on my phone to look at my home after a call from my wife that we had water in our house. There was no named storm. It wasn't a hurricane. Just a front came through. A rainstorm came through, set over our area for a couple of days, and 150,000 homes and businesses flooded. We never expected that. They called it the 1,000-year flood. Chance of us flooding again is another 1,000 years. But it happened. And I can tell you, with our residual income, we were able to spend the next 14 months focusing on rebuilding our home. And where a lot of people didn't have the time to do that, we almost really put our business on the back burner during that time. And what's interesting, the largest check to date as of August of 2016 that my wife and I had ever received from the company was that next month in September. We flooded, and the next month we got the largest check we'd ever got to date at that time in our 28 or 29-year history with the company. That says something about how our business is and how residual income. There's people still here today, almost 2 years later, trying to rebuild, waiting on insurance money, waiting on government assistance to get back in their homes or businesses to rebuild. And because of this business, we had the resources to do that and not have to wait for someone else. So again, I think everyone should have a plan B in their life, no matter if they're male or female, no matter how happy or sad they may be at this point. And this business is a tremendous plan B. It can start out as a very part-time endeavor and end up to be a very lucrative full-time career. You don't have to do that. I didn't plan on it. I sure didn't think that I would be here 28 or 29 years later. But here we are because of this company, because of this product, and because of this business. So I encourage everyone, no matter where you are, to take a look. Just take a look. You don't have to get involved, but take a look and consider what we do and what we have, because we have a very simple system. See, it's called a virtual franchise. If you're familiar with franchising, I know when I first started traveling to Australia 20 years ago, we didn't have a lot of McDonald's and KFC and Taco Bells and things like that. And I know you guys have it today, Subway. All of these are franchises, and there's one thing they all have in common. They all have a tried and proven system, something that they call a corporate footprint. That means that when you walk into a McDonald's restaurant, they all look the same, whether it's here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana in the USA, or if it's in Sydney, Canberra, Perth, Brisbane, doesn't matter where you are. They all look the same. It's a corporate footprint. Why? Because they have a tried and proven system. Well, we have a tried and proven system with our company. All you have to do is follow the people that have gone before you, that have worked before you, and do the things that they've done to be successful in the business, and you'll have the success as well. So to me, I think everyone should take a look. with a strong company, a strong product, a product that virtually no one's taking yet, especially in Australia. We've got a long way to go there in New Zealand and other areas. But take a look at what we really have, because this can be very much life-changing for you as it has been for us. And the support that you have is second to none. And the support of these people that you see on this screen right now, Paul and the leadership like him and many others that we have there, just follow their lead, guys. Just follow their lead. But take a very serious look at this, because you never know when the D list may hit you. There's something we talk about here in the U.S. called Murphy's Law. And what that means is if something can happen, it probably will at some point. Murphy's going to show up. Murphy's going to show up at your house, at your business sometime. And I'll usually say it shows up in the form of one of these D's on this list. So be prepared. Why wait? Why wait to fix your roof when it's raining? You need to repair it when the sun's shining. Plan ahead. Be proactive. And look at what we have with our Juice Plus virtual franchise. Paul, I'm going to shoot it back to you, buddy. If you have any questions for me or anything that you'd like me to comment on, but that's really what I wanted to share primarily with everyone here on the Zoom, is I really think we have a serious company, a serious product, a serious business, and the only thing that's missing is maybe you. And I encourage you to take a serious look.
Dany, that was awesome. That was so good, mate. Every time I've heard you share something, it's gone piercing into my heart, and you've just done it again. I literally wrote down a page on there, and I'm not going to read it all out, but in terms of recapping, but I think you really hit it on the head with take a look, and that's something that I'm going to work really strongly on in terms of sharing Juice Plus and the opportunity with people, is to have the courage to just say, hey, look, this may or may not be for you, but just take a look. You just don't know. And this Zoom is being recorded, and I'll put this recording up and make that available. You're able to share with people Dany's story straight from Dany's mouth. It was unreal, mate. It really was. I mean, Juice Plus is for everyone. I love how you said it was a bold statement, and I wrote down it's beautifully bold. If you can eat food, then you can take Juice Plus. The company and the product are solid. Most people haven't heard of it. I know you've been saying that for nearly 10 years. So as much as we are growing and more and more people are using Juice Plus, we're just I wouldn't even say we're scratching the surface, right? It's amazing. Becoming the product of the product. I think that's a big one for especially new people that are new to the company, that might have that fear around sales, is you just don't want to do that. In fact, we don't want to do sales. If someone says, look, I'm great at sales, I probably go, yeah, maybe this isn't for you. But being the product of the product and just sharing and caring on to other people, because we, as you said, what we are about is helping people. Every year, Dany, when I have to pay my when I want to pay my annual franchise fee, you said there's no risk, it's only your time. Like $165 is just damn ridiculous, isn't it? To everything you spoke about, to have that as an opportunity of just investing $165 a year is incredible. The D list, mate, I'm not going to recap it. People were taking notes. I saw. They can watch this recording again. I think that D list is enough of a reason why your closing comment of just take a look makes so much sense. So if anyone's got any questions, I'm going to quickly unmute all. If anyone's got any questions for Dany, please just shout out. Unmute all again. I'll try that. And not everyone's unmuted. Or some people have muted themselves. Yeah, look, if you've got any questions, please do it. But Dany, look, mate, I honestly and genuinely want to say thank you once again, mate. I know we got you up at 4:20, so you could be on this Zoom at 5. You probably sat there going, mate, can you just shut up and get out of the way? I want to do me a bit and get back to bed. You're amazing. You, without a doubt, deserve everything you've gotten from Juice Plus for the way you've come to Australia over and over and over again and invested into us. And I'm really grateful for you, for Dany Martin. So with that, I'm just going to say good night, mate, and I'm going to shoot you through a message right now just to say how much I love you and I'm appreciative of your time. So good night, everybody, and thanks for listening.
Thanks, Dany. Thank you.
Thanks, Dany.